Hey guys, welcome back to the video. So like a week ago, I released my ranking it like Star Wars Force Awakens levels, part 2. I did part 1 like a month ago, so now I'm going to be reacting to someone else doing this exact same thing, and I'm going to be sharing my opinions and how I don't agree with his. But I'm pretty sure his last pick, his number 21 pick, his least favorite level, is going to be the same as mine. I think it's everyone's least favorite level.
Welcome to Cyberblock Entertainment and welcome to my top 12 LEGO Star Wars The Force Awakens levels. I'm sorry this video took so long to make, it's just I've been using...
So it's top 12. Oh gosh, I need to get my book. My copy. I'm really sorry guys. Forgot about it. So top 12, great. Don't know why he's just doing the top 12. Why can't he just rank them all?
New technology and it's sometimes going right, sometimes going wrong. I'm just exploring it, but here are my top 12 levels, and they're just the story levels, not the DLC, but I hope you enjoy, so let's get on with the list.
What's my number 12?
So number 12 is Maz's Castle, and I really didn't like this level. It was really boring for me, there wasn't much to do, it was just puzzles really, there wasn't any combat sections, and
hey,
I'm just not that
the
big.
same pick. I actually thought this level was alright, but the underground section, to be honest at this point,
Fan of Maz's Castle in general, especially compared to the Cantina. So this wasn't a nice location for me at all. It was a very fillery level, it dragged on a lot. And the puzzles weren't even that great. It reminded me of the Harry Potter levels I disliked the most. But yeah, just not my favourite level at all, and definitely the worst.
He just kind of remind you of Harry Potter in a way, doesn't he? 11, okay, I agree with that one.
And the number 11 is The Resistance, and this again was another really filler level.
Okay, hey, is he including DLC or anything in this? Because he might not. But how did you rank this last? This is just a terrible level. I mean, trying to get Wookiee cookies, like what? The beginning part of this level was just so boring. They went through some hallways, then the final part. Overall, it was like half an hour. Somehow they stretched it to half an hour. I wish it was like maybe just a 10-minute level, or not just free roam. I think it would have been so much better. This is one of the reasons why like The Force Awakens just doesn't do as good with the levels department as the Complete Saga.
Because this didn't really happen in the movie at all, and it was just an added part, and it was really just cleaning up the Resistance base and opening doors.
That's stupid.
It wasn't that fun, and it also dragged on a bit too long in my opinion. But yeah, the character selection also wasn't the best. There wasn't anything to do in it but puzzles and have the Resistance base. Not a good level at all.
Number 10.
And at number 10 is actually the final level, the finale, and such a good start to a level where you pull down in the X-Wing, really cinematic flying section, really enjoyed that. But the final boss in this level was so disappointing. It was not fun at all, it wasn't even cinematic, the combat just sucked in it. You had to just wait for a quick time event to be able to harm Kylo Ren.
Yeah, I think they were just trying to do something new with this game, because they knew it was only just going to be one lightsaber battle, so they just tried to do something new with it, and I'm fine. The part where Poe Dameron's going around with the X-Wing, I think probably one of my favorite parts of the game. Well, that's probably my favorite vehicle section in the game. So yeah, I have that down at number 19. I don't really know. Just to be honest, it's kind of criticizing all these levels. What? It's just kind of weird to me. There's 21 levels entirely in the game if you can't include DLC. Is he just including the story levels? Because I think that's what he is doing. So far, I don't agree with Attack on Titan. Attack on Titan is not last. But Resistance and the finale is good. The finale is next on my list though. So yeah, I'm just gonna expect he's just ranking all the story levels for now.
Paced, it was so bad, and it's such a disappointing end to an otherwise great game. And at number 9 is the prologue level, Luke's Island. This was a really fun little prologue level, but it was too short and it was just puzzles. You're basically...
I disagree with it being too short, man. Do you know it would have gotten boring if it was longer? I think it's like the perfect length and the puzzles were really good in it. You know, you don't always need combat in a level; you just need good puzzles. Unfortunately, it is missing combat, which kind of does it isn't as good as a regular level. But I actually really like this. I should put this number 6 on my overall list. And in story levels, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in main story levels. Actually, my top 7 are all story levels, which is going to be included in this video. So yeah, I like the main story levels better, but that's actually kind of fine because that's the levels everyone's going to be playing. You know, I don't think as much people are going to be playing the bonus levels as they do the main levels. I mean, people probably will play the bonus levels, but whatever.
Inch you back and you just gotta climb up to Luke's thing.
Well, this guy just do at the bottom. You don't need
decent
your
parkour
face here,
sections or platforming sections, but just wasn't much to it. Didn't need to be much to it, but
don't need to
it's
edit your
definitely
face.
better than the other levels I mentioned, unfortunately. So for a prologue, it's pretty good.
That was number 9.
And at number 8 is Assault on Jakku. This is one of the really early levels. He plays Poe and BB-8. It's a lot of fun with the combat, but again, it's a tutorial level, so the puzzles aren't that great at all. But it's mostly for the combat. There was alright puzzles, really early on level, but it was alright.
Actually, I have that the same as him. It was alright. It was a big disappointment compared to the Battle of Endor level, because I think that's just one of the best levels in any LEGO game that I've played personally. But yeah, it was still good. I kind of like the, you know, we have Jakku with night and it's loads of flames, fire and stuff, and yeah, it was alright, okay? I like the Poe and BB-8 duo. I think that's a good duo for the level. And, you know, it was alright, it wasn't bad.
And at number 7 was the Urbana, and this was a really fun level and a really interesting location. And it had some great mechanics. I really liked the respirator.
Yeah, the respirator was really fun. Okay, I think he kind of likes all these levels a bit more than me. I bought Urbana at number 4. You know, it was good. It just wasn't like amazing. I mean, it was a really fun location though. How you went back and forth from Han, Chewie, and that to Rey and Finn.
Finn had a gas mask on to get through toxic areas. Some other characters, including one of my favorites, Boba Fett, has that as an extra thing, but it was introduced here. Had a really decent boss fight at the end as well with the big tentacle creature, forget its name. But I also like the whole switching perspectives of characters in this level, so you go from Han and Chewie in a corridor shooting scene to really fun, really well-paced level, and one of my favorites.
Did you just get smaller? Okay, number 6.
And at number 6 is actually the prologue, but it's such a good prologue, and it's the Battle of Endor, and I much prefer the...
How is this not number 1? How? Man, I cannot get behind it. I just cannot see how this isn't number 1. Man, it is so good. Endor looks so good. Even the Empire fight, even though it's not as good as the original game, I still think it's really good. And the part where you go into Death Star 2 is, I think it's one of the best. It rivals the finale vehicle section.
Original trilogy compared to the sequel trilogy, it's really not my favourite era of Star Wars at all. There's a lot I dislike with it. There's small things I like about it, but mostly not my favourite. So, Battle of Endor, obviously, my favourite location, not my favourite level, but definitely my favourite location.
How is
it
it not your
great
favourite
prologue to
level?
start. There's so much great combat here. Get into an ATST, you're just blasting everything down, you're shooting stormtroopers, and unfortunately, might have the best boss fights in the game in the prologue now I think about it. Got the Emperor boss fight, and that was really fun, where you play as Darth Vader and Luke, and that was probably the best boss fight now I think about it. But yeah, you also have the best selection of characters, because it's the original trilogy characters, Leia, Chewie, Han, Luke, and Vader. Even getting to play Vader was really cool, so really great prologue and really strong start to the game.
Number 5.
And number 5 is the Najima Outpost, and this was a really good location and a really fun level. You get to play as the main cast of Force Awakens.
Yeah, I like all the jumps
Finn.
around here.
Really great puzzles here. You actually got to use a lot of the characters, and they all had their specific things to do in this level.
Yeah,
Lots
I like
of
all
great
the
combat in this. A great balance between combat, platforming, and puzzles in this level. Definitely one of the best, and it's a great location too.
I like when they use the characters.
And at number 4 is Escape the Finalizer, and this level starts up on the First Order ship. You're actually tied up, which is an interesting mechanic, because one of you's, you know, who's tied up, and you gotta escape. get on the ship, really fun flying level. Then that crashes down and you get to play on Jakku's Ray. And the platform in the AT-AT that's destroyed is so much fun. Another great level for a great game.
Number 3.
And number 3 is Destroy Star Killer Base. A great level. You gotta be a stormtrooper that's been mind controlled by Rey, and you.
Dude.
It was Rey. The platform in the
How is this number 3?
Destroyed is so much fun.
I don't think it's a very good level
level
because like the
game.
last part. No.
And number 3 is Destroy Star Killer Base. A great level. You gotta be a stormtrooper that's been mind controlled by Rey, and you play as the stormtrooper to help Rey get up, and Rey's got to help the stormtrooper get up. So there's a really fun co-op element there. Running around inside Star Killer Base. Best place in this game was Star Killer Base, hands down. If you don't count the prologue, the Star Killer Base was a great place to explore and a great place to platform, and the puzzles here were one of the funnest in the game.
Number 2.
And at number 2 is the Battle of Takodana, and this is just a really long shooting section, but it's a really fun long shooting section, and the shooting sections were my favourite part of the game. I really liked this mechanic of third-person shooting, it really changed up the level. But yeah, you get to play as really fun characters, Chewie, Han, and Finn with a lightsaber. That was really cool. Had an alright boss fight, it was decent, it wasn't the greatest. Again, the combat is great for non-boss fights, but the boss fights are kind of fall short and go Skywalker Saga, you know.
I just kind of like the boss fight.
With there's even a cool X-Men section at the end of this, just a great level. Definitely deserving of more.
I put that over 5. Number 1, I think that's my number 2.
Number 1 is Star Killer Sabotage, and this level looks amazing. It's in the snow on Star Killer Base. You even have a small stealth section, and Chewie and Finn. There's tons of combat, tons of puzzles, and a really quite good Captain Phasma boss fight at the end, which he's in a big turret, and you just got to shoot the waves of stormtroopers coming in, or First Order troopers, same thing. But yeah, fantastic level, so much fun to replay, and the number 1 level in LEGO Star Wars: The Force Awakens. So that has been my...
Yeah, I put it on number 2. I think it's really good. I just can't say it that it beats the Battle of Endor level, because I just think that's probably the best level in the whole game. I cannot believe he only put the number 6. You can't have jumped up from the levels being really bad to them being really good, like all of a sudden, so the first few were really bad, but then he changed his mind once he got to like the Erevan and the Battle of Endor, all this stuff. Well, I guess, and hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, smash the like button. Yeah, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.